All right, guys. We talked about this yesterday in class, but I'll give you guys a little bit more again. Don't forget, well, looking at our trig functions and our quadrants, if we're in quadrant 1, 2, 3, and quadrant 4, you guys need to look for different values. So like cosine, sine, and tangent, those are all positive. So all of them are positive. And then if we look in here, we have sine is positive, cosine is negative, and tangent is negative. So only sine is positive. And then we look at this one. I showed you guys yesterday all students take. That means sine is negative, cosine is negative, and tangent is positive. That was a T4. Tangent's the only one positive. And in quadrant 4, cosine, so sine, cosine, tangent. Sine is negative, cosine is positive, tangent is negative, and that's where the C comes from. So it's just a little way to remember what we're looking for. So if I get something that says the sine of theta is equal to -1/2, where is sine negative? Where is sine negative at? Well, sine is negative here in quadrant 3 and here in quadrant 4. Quadrant 3 and quadrant 4. So that's where I would be drawing my triangle with an opposite side of -1 and 2 and -1 and 2. And that lets you figure out your angles because we have a 30-degree reference angle. So this would be 210 degrees because it's 180 plus 30, and this would be 330 because it's 360 minus 30 degrees. So just a quick review on where to find these things, because that's going to get us into this next piece here. My phone's going off and I got to figure out where it's at here. And give me a second here. Sorry, guys. And we have to solve for these. So remember, I showed you guys that this messes people up sometimes. So I'm going to say let cosine of x equal x. So I'm going to rewrite this as 2, got a 4 and a 5, and I'm telling myself that in my mind this is an x. Now I can solve it. So I'm going to subtract 4 from both sides, so I get 2x equals 1. I'm going to divide by 2, x equals 1/2, and then I'm going to resubstitute again. So now I'm going to get cosine of x equals 1/2. So cosine is positive where? So if we go back up to this piece here, cosine is positive here and here. So we're in quadrants 1 and 4. So if I draw my quadrants here, it's going to get a little small here in the corner. If I draw my quadrants here, oh, that's a horrible triangle, but it happens. I got an adjacent of 1 and a hypotenuse of 2. That means I've got a √3 here and a negative √3 here. So if it's √3 is opposite, that is 60 degrees. That is 60 degrees. So now my answer is at 60 degrees and 360 minus 60. So that's 300 degrees. Okay, so that's kind of how you would solve that one. We'll draw a line down this side. Let's tackle this one here. So this one's a little different, but the same thing. I'll do this one in red. I'm going to let x equal the sine of theta. So I'm going to get a new equation. Negative 2 plus root 3 equals 2 root 3. So this is going to be x. So I'm going to, that one's getting in my way. So I'm going to get negative 2x equals 2 root 3 minus 1 root 3. Quick little review for you guys. There's imaginary 1 in front of that. That's where this one came from. These are like terms, so I keep that. 2 minus 1 is 1 root 3. Now I've got negative 2x. That thing just doesn't want to stay there, does it? Divide by 2. X equals negative root 3 over 2. So again, draw my quadrant here real quick. I'm going to go back up to this corner. I want, oops, forgot to rewrite this. This is sine, so it's the sine of theta equals negative root 3 over 2. Where's sine negative? Well, sine's positive up here, so I'm down in quadrants 3 and 4. So I draw my triangles. And we got negative root 3 over 2. Negative root 3 over, and 2. And we got our negative 1 and our 1. That means we're at a 60 degree and a 60 degree. So this will be 180 plus 60. So we get 240 degrees. And then the last one, we do 360 minus 60. And again, we're at 300 degrees. So again, it's just solving a simple equation. The only new part is finding out where this is. And for that, you guys need to know where the quadrants are and what values each one is. And you have to know your special right triangles. So on the back here, a quick review for those of you, you have to memorize these things. If I have a 30 degree here, my side is 1x, root 3x, and 2. Look back in your notes. If you're not taking good notes, I cannot help you. You have to be able to do that. And then my 45. There's two ways to look at this. We have a 45. And this one is going to be, you have 1x, and root 2x, and root 2x. Okay? So those are your special right triangles. You have to know that the 1 is always across from the 30. That's the biggest thing. So hopefully that helps some of you trying to figure out where we're getting our sides from. But that is more help with assignment 15. We're solving for our exact values. Remember, exact values are fractions. Do not convert to decimals. Sometimes this is where the calculator fails you. You guys got to kind of tackle that. All right, I'll load this one up.